What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all update of Bitcoin, and we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin rainbow chart. I had my buddy, the Wealth Watchman, pointing this out to me. It's something we used to look at quite a bit here on this channel, so I want to go back to it and kind of point out the area that this chart has us at right now. So if you get something from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know what you got going on today. Love to hear it, and we'll dig into this. So right now, guys, what you want to take a look at here, and we're going to just go through the colors so you know what they are. So if we start at this bottom area, and this is blue, right here, it's basically a fire sale for Bitcoin. The next level up is going to be buy. And then we have this lighter green, that's going to be accumulate. The next green right here is going to be still cheap. In yellow, we're going to have hodl. In orange, it's going to be, is this a bubble? Brighter orange here, or darker orange, I'm sorry. FOMO intensifies. Red, it's going to be sell, seriously sell. And then that real bright red is maximum bubble territory. So you can see back in 2013, we got outside here because we were still very early in the space, got outside of the maximum bubble territory. I don't think we're ever going to probably do that again. 2017, we got up into the red here, that maximum bubble territory, but we did not get outside of it. So you can see diminishing market cycles here. And then this time, the highest that we actually got up to was FOMO intensifies. We did not get into the sell, the seriously sell, or the maximum bubble territory. So you can see that was our first peak. And then the second peak here, we got up to, is this a bubble? And that was it. So right now, as we're on the back side now, we are sitting in that area right now where they're saying accumulate, and this is for longer term investors, guys. We're not talking about swing trading or day trading. Typically, we're talking about swing trading on this channel, but we're just talking about longer term perspective and outlook here in terms of this rainbow chart. So right now we're right around that accumulate area. The next level down is going to be that buy, and that's going to be right at around $25,000 to $26,000. And then down here in blue, you're going to be looking at around $20,000, and that would be that basically a fire sale. You can see before we hit that, this was back when we were around, like $4,000, almost $5,000 before we really went on our run. We made it back to the blue there. This area back here, we've been in the blue. But one thing I want you to remember is that we can stay in this blue for a long time. You can see back in here, guys, we spent a ton of time. This was from, let's see, roughly August 20th, 2015. We went up a few times, but for the most part, we stayed in the blue or the buy area until, let's see, 2017. So you can spend a lot of time here as well. So that's something, if we do come down to here, we still have to be aware that we can spend a lot of time in that range. And another thing for me, guys, the bigger concern that I was talking to my buddy about here is SPY. If we take a look at SPY, okay, so some of the main areas here, I believe this is just going to be some type of reaction. We may go up even a little bit higher, but most likely we're going to have another leg to the downside here. So for me, we would have to hold about 3,822 is going to be a support area. If we do drop through that area, I would look down roughly to about 34, and then it would be down to around that 3,000 range. And this is going to be for the S&P 500 index. But guys, we're clearly in a downtrend here. You can see how long, and this was back since March 17th, 2020. We spent in this nice uptrend, and now you can see how things have changed. Had this big push to the downside, came on heavier selling pressure. When we bounced up, right here, this was our reaction, and it was our lower high. And then we had another bear move to the downside. Now we've been trying to bounce back up, and we haven't had the greatest amount of volume either. So I definitely think we could go higher, maybe up into that range of like 4,445, but most likely this is just going to be another lower high, something along the lines of this. So say if we even push up higher here, set a lower high up in here, and then we can start working our way potentially back down to lower levels. You can just see how the distribution took place here, guys. Let's move this over right up in here, how this changed. So this was, typically you have a stage 1, which is your accumulation area. We had this big crash, and then you have a stage 2. This was our stage 2 markup right there. And then you have your stage 3, where people are distributing their coins. And then you have that stage 4 on the back side. And then it starts back again. So typically you have that 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's what it'll look like, guys, if I draw this for you. So you'll have a stage 1 where you're chopping coming out of a downtrend here. Then you have that stage 2, and then you have the 3 right up in here, and then you start working your way back down. That's a very bad example of it. I'm not an artist, but that's typically what happens. And I just want you to be aware of that. That's something like this here. You see in yellow, that's definitely a possibility, or even lower. If you go back and you take a look at 2008, 2000, there's a lot of stuff that can really show you here, guys. If we just go to the week, here, and we take a look at 2008 and that bear market. So just even look where we're at right now, guys. This has been one heck of a run here, and we got bad economic news, all different types of stuff, wars breaking out. So I just think now's the time to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more cautious. But you can see back here in 2008, I mean, this was a massive drop to the downside, guys. If we have something similar to that, we haven't even gotten started yet. Take a look at this drop right here. And this is what a lot of people don't factor in, that these things can happen here. We dropped 57%. So right now, if we take a look at how much we've dropped so far, the lowest point we went to was roughly about 20%. So right in that bear market territory. So right now we're up above that. We're down about 14-15%. So we definitely could go much lower here, and that would drag Bitcoin down with it because it's a risk-on asset. So just be careful out there, guys. Just wanted to point this out, but we are getting to some of those lower levels here. So for longer-term investors, not a terrible spot, but I would still probably wait for lower levels would be my opinion. But hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless.